Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sasa hiyo ndio kitu inakuja kuonyesha hiyo age. Hiyo age ni kitu inaweza kuwa reversed. Don't ever think you are old. And I think we were discussing that with Mr. Nduati. Don't ever think you are. In our world, in fitness world, we only consider 100 years old. Which hakuna mtu ako hapa hivi. So me, I believe bado naongea na vijana. In physical fitness, that can be reversed to even 20 years back.
And meet you all. I've realized that it's not the disease that we are suffering much. It's the loneliness. You reach a certain age, everybody disappears. You live with a neighbor, you can even stay for 2 years. You don't know her name or his name. Hi neighbor, and that is the end. We are living in solitude. That's another disease that we have. You can be in your house for a month or two, you can be sick, your next neighbor doesn't see you. Kids are already grown up, they're moved, they're busy, they're what? So how do you get time to meet your age mates? Physically, the phone doesn't help so much.
I came down with cancer of the stomach 10 years ago, in 2013. And when I came out of it, as I was recovering through the chemo and radio and whatnot, I decided to research about this. Why did I get cancer? How can I make sure it doesn't recur and that kind of thing. And I decided to talk about it. After I did my research, I joined a group where we were trying to get cancer to be declared a national disaster, so it could get proper funding and proper attention. We didn't get very far because a lot of people were, that's when we got this equipment, the famous equipment of 50 billion to fight cancer, which has never been seen. So anyway, I decided in my own way to talk about it and, basically see if I can educate people and engage people. So I went on to social media, Facebook, blah, blah, whatever. And eventually I wrote a book, but that covers my journey from childhood to maybe a year ago, because I published it last year. It's called, what is it called? Through the wilderness of life, because life is definitely a wilderness. And then recently, when I met this awesome young man from a very awesome family, he's my hero for many reasons. I decided to also do a YouTube channel where I talk about now, the journey and what I found out, what I recommend. So one of the things I did, I've always been overweight because of that brown bottle. But in my journey, I discovered that if I lost weight, then it would be very easy to control a lot of the conditions that I had. So I used to take, I think, six tablets every day. Now I take none for the last 2 years. Except last month, I've slept for the last, I don't know what went wrong. When I went to see my doctor last week, my LDL is up. So I'm back on one tablet. Yeah. So the point I'm making here is, while you can regulate yourself, and I put that all on video, and if you get my book and all that, but working with a medical personnel is very, very important at our age. Don't think you know everything. Don't treat yourself. Yes, you'll be able to do a lot of things, but you still need the doctor to confirm that you're on the right way. And the reason I joined this group is just to be sure, and why I was asking those questions, is to be sure what I know is actually the correct position. He has corrected me on two, which I'm going to do. But I recommend that. I've shared the YouTube on the group. I will do it again. So just take a look and ask questions. I'm free. I live in Nairobi. Although I'm from Mali, somewhere in Mombasa, but I'm a Nairobi person. If you want to meet over a cup of lemon tea, I don't take milk. I stopped taking milk many years ago because of weight reasons and those health reasons. But there are very many things you as a person can do, regardless of the age, that you can do to control what happens to your body, what is in your body. I walk every 2 days, I think I said 10 kilometers.
He has walked to my office from his house.
Yeah, which is about 14 kilometers or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I walk back to town, then I get tired, I get into a matatu. But I do about 10 kilometers on average every 2 days. I do some of those exercises we were doing with the trainer there, although he pushed me quite a bit. Yeah, but so anyway, that's all. Thank you, and may you be blessed.
Thank you so much.
In my church, I think I'm the oldest. And it is like, unless you be consulted afterwards, after the teenagers have been consulted with the young mothers, yet we have a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
So I want to appreciate that you are giving us a platform to do what we are used to do. So my request is that the two of us are from Nakuru. Can we have a Nakuru chapter?